Alrighty. Oh yeah, you know what car we're in. Here we go.
Sir.
Oh God.
Oh geez. Step one, take everything out of your pockets. No wallets, no extra keys, no cell phones.
Oh, we're getting way too big for this car.
Everything comes out of the pockets for these extra...
Who is driving this car, lads? Midget.
Extra tight ride low max seats.
Yeah, that probably answers one of the questions. What kind of seats are these? Bride low max seats. They're bolted straight to the floorboard. So that's answer to question one. So basically you get the point of this video. We're going through and answering all of your guys' questions that you asked us a few weeks ago.
You're an idiot. You didn't grab the keys off the top of the BMW, off the top of the thing.
So the way this game's gonna work, Christian's gonna be driving. I'm just gonna be firing questions at him. We'll chime in, bounce off each other.
And about this build.
We will go talking about it. So starting way back in the beginning, one of the biggest questions is, where'd you get it? How long ago did you get it? How much did you pay for it? All that stuff. So let's go through that. About 3 or 4 years ago, we were coming back from a summer trip and we were in North Dakota. And we were just searching Craigslist 944 turbos. Up comes this one from 1988, this white one. It was located in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
So we're like, well crap, that's like right on the way home. We're like, do we need another 944 turbo? No, at that point I think we had 3?
Yeah, we had all
2 944 turbos and the 1 NA. You guys never met the NA. It was a 1984 NA, non-turbo. So we're like, do we need it? No. But we're like, it's so cool.
Do we want it?
Do we want it? Yes.
Do we think we can make a buck on it? Was one of the most important questions.
Was it cheap enough? So we got to this dude's place in Wisconsin, and we're like, here it is. So the whole question of, did you do the swap? Was it already done? Okay, let's go through that.
So it was a halfway done V8 swap build. It had the whole kit installed. It had the engine pretty much ready to go. It was running, so it was a great car.
Yeah, it ran well. Everything worked out pretty well. So we ended up buying it. It still needed some work. A couple of it had a fiberglass hood that wasn't yet painted. A couple pieces, body work, some little things need to be done here and there.
But all stuff that we could definitely handle. And we got to pick it up that way for a lot less than a perfectly done one would cost. Right. So that's why we picked it up for under 8 grand, close to 7 grand.
I would go closer to the camera if you could see me and just stare at you. Under $8,000?
That's a good deal.
Yep. So now let's get to the not so great part, because you guys are going, $8,000, what the frick is this? That's like cheaper than a base 944 turbo. Yep. All right, so all was good. We drove it for quite a while. We drove it all the way home to DC. We're like, screw it, we're just gonna drive it all the way 1,000 miles back home in like one day. So everything worked really well for a while, until one day Christian was driving it, and what happened?
Early morning, we were giving it the daily driver roll for a bit, and it was freezing cold out. One of the coldest days that we've had here, probably close to right around 0 degrees. I wasn't paying attention to the temperature gauge like I should have, because it's actually relocated down here for this swap. You don't use the normal gauges anymore. Yep. And so it kind of slipped my attention.
And basically it was pegged all the way past 250, and we're like, crap. And then within minutes, head gaskets blew. So that's not good. So again, long story short, we tore it all apart. I'll be putting in pictures throughout this video of what we're talking about. He tore it all apart over the winter. Had it in pieces and pieces and pieces. Again, I get kind of lost when I see that stuff and go, what the heck is he doing? But he knew what he was doing. And you know, the whole like, while you're in there, while you're in there, it started life as a base LS1, right? Okay, up come what? Cam, custom sport cam. So
pretty much I came to the conclusion that I found that it was actually quite easy to make power out of these engines.
Stupid easy to make power out of LSs.
So even with it not being turbocharged or anything, you can still make it work. So the basics that you do on this engine is a cam, heads, and an intake.
And mess with the exhaust a little bit. And free up some airflow.
Yep, and definitely the exhaust. So that's what we did. I bought LS6 heads. They're called 243 heads. And I bought an LS6 intake. and I bought a cam that's a little beefier than a
stock LS6.
stock LS6 cam.
So the only differences between LS1 and LS6 are those exact things.
Yep.
So we did those mods, and then exhaust, you know, my favorite. So it's got headers, it's got so it goes from the headers to a custom Y pipe, 3 inches all the way back to a tiny MagnaFlow muffler out back. Otherwise, it's all straight pipe. No.
Pretty unrestricted. I also added some cosmetic things like the front lip. I think that looks really great, and then it also has the header panel with the vented header panel.
Yep.
And so we relocated the air intake, the air filters.
Perfect. So again, even after all of our mods, again, we're in this car like under 10 grand easily. So you can throw like $1,000 at an LS1 and have crazy power. So that's that. We're in it under 10 grand as it sits right now.
Well under 10 grand.
Yeah, well under 10 grand. So it gives you guys an idea. Like, people think this car is like 30, 40 grand or something. No, it's not. And it's a freaking monster.
It is a monster. You guys saw it pull on the Lamborghini.
Yeah, it's insane. We still got to do an official race between all the cars, but anyway, let's get into some more questions. What rims are on it? Okay, a lot of people ask that. They're modern Porsche Turbo 2s, right? Turbo 2s?
Yep, yeah, there's the Turbo 1s and these are the Turbo 2s.
On Panameras, Cayenne, stuff like that. You've seen them around. Yep. Okay.
And 911 Turbos.
How many cup holders does it have?
Zero.
What transmission's in it?
It's got the stock Porsche transmission. It's a lot like a Corvette, like the engine came out of. It's a torque tube to the stock transmission, stock differential back there. It just bolts up to the bell housing with an adapter plate.
From 1988, stock. It's stock. Like I mentioned that in my last video. It's meant for like 180 wheel horsepower, not 401. That brings us into our next question. How much horsepower does it make? If you guys haven't watched the dyno video,
which was a great video, it puts down 401 at the wheel.
That's freaking crazy.
That's wild.
That's 465 at the crank.
That's a lot for this car, especially a car this light.
Next question. How much does it weigh?
Look at that. It weighs under 2,800 pounds thanks to so much interior weight reduction, but also all the fiberglass parts.
Are we going to take it to the quarter-mile drag strip?
Oh, I would love to. We got to change the tires first, and once we do that, I mean, I don't see why not.
We definitely could. What would it run? We really have no idea. Like, probably low 12s, or would it break into the 11s? Maybe 12 seconds at like 120. That'd be dope, because that's like as fast as the Viper is. And if it could be like that, shoot. I don't know. We'll have to see. Why is the old motor not in there? Why is an LS in it? Well, the previous owner, he had a 3-liter stroker motor in it, and it blew up. So he's like, screw it. Are you ever going to supercharge it to turbo it? Whoa, it's already too fast.
Boy. Yeah, no, I don't think I would trust the transmission, the differential, just all the stock components back from '88 with a supercharger or a
you never know. Comment down below. What do you guys want?
I think other of our cars would be more ideal for that.
Okay, okay, let's talk about it being a death trap for a second. All right, I want you guys to know this. There is no ABS on this car. There is no power brakes on this car. There's no power steering.
There is no dynamic stability control.
There are
no driver assist.
There are no airbags. Yeah, so there's no nothing. There's nothing. What suspension does it have?
It has the stock 944 turbo suspension. This is turbo components, so it's got beefier springs, beefier shocks. I believe it has the M474 package, which comes with sports shocks.
And a lot of you guys ask me like, oh, what car do I do the swap on? Do it on a turbo shell. Find a turbo. Do not start on an NA, or else you'll end up upgrading all the
really
stuff in turbo spec
so many things are beefed up. The brakes, the transmission, the suspension, all
go out that way. If you guys didn't see in one of the previous videos, we found out, unfortunately, Ellis has an open diff. God darn it! So we can't drift it or anything right now. It's super hard. But are we going to put in an LSD or weld the diff? I want to. It just depends if we can find a good deal on an LSD or figure out how to weld it. It could be kind of complicated. But that's the answer to that. And then once we do that, heck, if I find a good deal on an LSD, oh boy, this thing's going to be instant JR Garage drift car. Heck
and we can finally take care of those old rear tires on there and slap on the Toyo R888s that we picked up. Really great about the LS1 in this car is that it weighs less than the stock 4-banger turbo. So because the aluminum block, the aluminum heads, this engine weighs 50 pounds less.
It weighs less. I can't believe it. Okay.
So we evened it out and lost 50 pounds in the back also. And so we are maintaining that perfect 50-50 weight distribution that this car is known for.
Yeah, so you could totally go cheaper and go an LT1, or you can even go like a 5.3, and 5.3s or 6.0s, you can turbo those and make stupid fast cars, but again, we can get into that in a later video.
Quite the build.
Top speed. Okay, it's gear limited for sure. You're gonna run out of gear really quick. It being what, 160s or something. You can put in an NA fifth and get it up to like 175, I think.
Yeah, you can put in a longer fifth gear from another 944.
But this thing would haul going all the way up until there.
And then once you get going that fast in a car from the 80s,
oh god, this car gets sketchy. It's really sketchy.
It'd be concerning.
Why do you call it Ellis?
Come on, guys.
If you don't know that by now, you're behind. That's for sure. How many miles are on the engine itself? 70,000. And then 100 and... Riggs, that's 107?
Dang.
107 on the body, not bad. That's in good shape. God!
I thought those tires would be warmed up by now.
And now it's like, what, half throttle or something?
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous, this car. Ridiculous. So we talked about it being the same tranny from 1988, but what about the bell housing? Is there conversion adapter kit, right?
Yeah, so that's what you get in the kit. In the kit, you'll get a bell housing adapter plate to adapt to the stock bell housing and the LS engine. And what you also get in the kit is motor mounts. You actually use the stock cross member, and so you can maintain all the stock front suspension, all that sort of stuff. So you just get motor mounts that adapt to it. And then just a couple other things. Usually you want to beef up the radiator a bit, which we've done in this car. All aluminum radiator and that sort of stuff.
What made you pick the 944 Turbo over others? We've loved 944 Turbo. Simple as that.
Yep.
You guys know that. They're kind of underappreciated, but now they're starting to jack up in value.
Exactly. Love the looks, and we just feel that they were undervalued for a while.
How many miles per gallon? A lot. How many miles per gallon? Not many. Do all the original gauges and stuff work?
Yep. Tires. The Turbo 2s are 8 inches in the front and 10 inches in the back. Alright, so it'll be a little third gear roll here.
You guys don't get it sitting behind your screen.
This thing just barrels. My goodness.
No, it's scary. It is scary fast. All right, I think that concludes our Q&A fun day today with Ellis. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Comment down below what's your favorite thing about Ellis, and like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new on the channel. We make a ton of videos with this car and it's a whole bunch of fun. Thank you so much for watching.
See you in the next one.
See you later.
feels right.